All right. Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from Onthehop podcast. Today, this is going to be episode 237 for you guys today. I'm joined by my co-host Rob Sarasulo, and we're joined by our guest today from the host of the Run podcast, Manny Wilson, joining us today. So definitely going to be a jam-packed episode with NFL content, some sports content, and NBA content, but it should be a good one tonight, guys.
Definitely, man. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate y'all for having me on. Can't wait to jump into all the stuff we got planned.
Yes, sir. It's good to
Yeah.
be back. It's been a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, so we're gonna kick things off with going over our favorite games and favorite moments from NFL Week 11 from what we saw the previous weekend during the NFL season. So, what games or moments stood out to you guys from the NFL Week 11?
Hmm. I would say for me, it's the fact that the Rams look like the best team in the NFL right now. I'd say that, you know, Matt Stafford's always been one of my favorite quarterbacks. I've always loved Matt Stafford. But no, it's just cool to see like how good they've been. And, Sean McVay is obviously one of the best coaches in the league, and everything's coming together. They're strapping people down. Like they just made one of the best offenses in football, just look like a JV offense. Sam Darnold throwing 4 interceptions that game. They couldn't get anything going. JSN, the league leading receiver. I'm not quite sure how he did actually, but it obviously wasn't enough. It was a close game, all things considered, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the Rams took care of business, and I don't think anybody wants to see them in the playoffs right now. I think they're a real threat to win the Super Bowl. I've liked them for most of the season, honestly. Led by they have a really good defense. You know, you'll look at them and you'll see, oh, Matt Stafford, oh, Puka Nacua, oh, Devontae Adams. But I think it's their defense that stands out, and they're just continuing to show the league how good they are on that side of the ball, and it's cool to see because I really think that they deserve a shot to win the Super Bowl. I really do.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That Rams game was definitely one of the ones for me where I was shocked. I enjoy watching that against the Seahawks. I knew coming into that week it was definitely going to be a big game since both teams were top in the NFC. So I was excited to see what that matchup had in store for us, and it definitely did not disappoint. Um, I think I 100% agree, man. Rams serious threat to get to the Super Bowl and not only get there but win it. Typically, like you said, everybody sees Matt Stafford, but what you don't see is the defense showing up big in clutch moments. So that was one of the games that stood out to me. But to go a different route, also, I thought the Bears and Vikings game was pretty good. Outside of JJ McCarthy just literally throwing it to the other team
He's
every
terrible.
possession. I personally enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed it. Like I'm not gonna lie. It just in terms of someone who thinks JJ McCarthy is way overhyped, especially since
Yes.
coming out of college. I've always thought he was a bit, actually not even a bit. I thought he was just majorly overhyped. In this game against the Bears had some guys coming back from injuries on defense, and they just proved to everybody that JJ McCarthy is really not as good as everybody expected. And granted, he's a rookie, so he can improve, but that was a huge eye-opening loss for Vikings fans and fans around the NFL to see, like, all right, pump your brakes on JJ McCarthy. He's not who y'all thought he was.
I always knew he was not going to be that good. Tom, you remember before he got drafted how badly I wanted the Giants to stay away from him. I was
You
like,
nearly got him.
please, please do not draft this man. Please. Like, I was begging them to not draft him, and I'm so glad they didn't because no, I don't think he's that good at all. He's definitely got attitude. He's got a good mindset, but honestly, I just don't think he's that talented. I really don't think, he has the physical attributes to be an NFL starter. Maybe with the perfect system, maybe he could be, he could be average, but that's it.
Yeah,
That's what I see from him.
I
I don't,
agree.
I don't see I don't see anyone that's gonna get you anywhere. I see him
Yeah.
as a down the road. I see him as a spot starter coming off the bench if someone's hurt, and that's about it. That's what I see him as.
Yeah, JJ, I mean, that's what it was in college. He literally had a dream team surrounding him with a
Yeah,
dream defense, a dream running back, receive. Like he was in a dream situation when he
yeah,
was at Michigan and won that championship. So to me, it's like that's very unlikely to happen in the NFL. And if it does, okay, he might have a shot. But to me, that doesn't make him special. Like it it sounds bad, but I see JJ McCarthy at most having some success like Blake Bortles. Like, you got a
yeah.
good team, your team gets you there, and all of a sudden you have one really good season, and then we don't ever hear from you, and we realize it was a fluke.
I honestly think Blake Bortles was better than him coming out.
I mean, yeah, you could argue that too, truthfully.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys had some good points. I'll go with Rob first. The Rams look really good against the Seahawks. Now, that was a game in the 4 o'clock window that I was really zeroing in on. And I was surprised the way how the Rams defense has stepped up this year. You could say they're a top five defense in the league at this point.
yeah,
And Sam Darnold throwing 4 interceptions in that ball game. Half of the game was close, but the fact that they like took every opportunity that they had to cash in on points away and get the turnovers. I think that was a key reason why the Rams won that game and a key reason why they are one of the most scariest teams in the NFC, especially in the NFL now because they're 8-2,
yeah.
atop of the NFC West. And that was a divisional game that you had a statement against the
So,
Seattle Seahawks. So that could be a team you have to play again in the playoffs potentially if you
Yeah.
win that division. So I thought that was pretty good the way how they played. And to your point, Rob, Matthew Stafford is like that. He's like aging like fine wine at this point. Like he's late in his career.
MVP.
Yeah, putting up MVP
MVP.
number. He might win MVP.
He's
Yeah,
the odds-on favorite right now.
yeah, and
Literally.
I believe that that should be right.
man.
Him and Jonathan Taylor, I think those two. But the way how Stafford's playing right now, you can't say that he doesn't deserve to be MVP. Like they're playing tremendously well right now. And to your point, it's going to be hard for any NFC team right now in the dance to knock them off in the playoffs right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Rams is tough. Also, too, just going back to look at everything about their defense. They're second in points per game allowed right now, and they got a pretty good run defense sitting at top 10. So that's a good
Damn.
defense, man. That defense has been locking in.
And Matt Stafford has had 4 passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions, I think like at least 3 times this year. And that's insane. Like he deserves MVP. I really think. Has he won MVP yet?
I don't
I don't
think
think
he
No,
he
has.
has.
I don't think he's
So
ever gotten
he
an
deserves
MVP.
he needs to bring it home at this
Yeah,
point.
I would say this. I was very happy when Stafford finally got a Super Bowl because
Yeah.
watching him in Detroit all them years is like you always realize and you always seen the talent is there from Stafford. Like no one could ever say he was, a trash quarterback or a bad quarterback. Like he was just working with garbage when he was in Detroit for all those years. So I was so ecstatic to see he finally left, went to the Rams, and won a championship because it just showed like it was never a Matthew Stafford problem. And then if he wins MVP, it's just another stamp on that Matthew Stafford was never the issue in Detroit. It was the organization who was not putting any pieces around him. So I'm loving this for Matthew Stafford, and I hope he does get MVP.
Hmm. Yeah, it's right now it's Matt Stafford, then Drake May, and then Jonathan Taylor. The last time I checked, for
I
in
can't
terms of
believe Drake May
odds,
is in there. Like he's been playing good, but
cooking. But his schedule has been
his
so
schedule
easy,
is easy. His
so
schedule is
easy,
very
bro.
easy. And I see Drake May make throws. I see all 30 other guys making it in NFL, but for some reason it gets hyped up for Drake May like crazy.
I like him. I think he's really good, but like he just hasn't had that test yet. And I think
Yeah.
don't they play somebody really good finally this week, or is it next week when they play
It
the
might be next week, but I mean, you bring up a great point. Like when they played the Falcons, who is a 3-5 team, like they almost lost that game, and Drake May was struggling against the Falcons defense, and that's a pretty good passing defense. But it's just like we seen Drake May struggle, and they didn't really win that game because of Drake May. It was more so the defense that stood tall and got things in order against that Falcons team. But Yeah, I mean, Drake May's a good quarterback. I'm not gonna sit on here and say he's bad or he's overrated or anything like that, but I think he still has a lot to prove in the NFL before we start putting him in MVP conversations and start comparing
Yeah.
him to, top five guys in the NFL. Like some people are already jumping to do. Not saying we are doing that, but some people are already jumping the gun a little bit on Drake May.
Hmm. I agree.
Yeah, that's a valid point about him because I think the Patriots, they were my sleeper team going into the season, but I didn't think they would turn out to be what they are. It's kind of like one of those situations, like Rob, we talked about this too. It's like certain teams, and Manny, we talked about this too. Certain teams get certain passes to get easy schedules, like the 49ers. Even
Hmm.
though they're depleted with injuries, got one of the easier schedules this year. And compared to New York Giants, who need to be a good team again, you give them the hardest schedule across all 32 teams in the league. Like certain teams, I feel like get
Yeah.
certain
It's
privileges.
every week, bro. Every week, it's literally a difficult playoff environment. Like it's so
Yeah.
hard. Like
Hey.
and we don't even like. I really don't think we've been blown out. We've only been blown out like I think twice, against the Eagles and the Chiefs. That was the only two times we were blown out. Every other we should have like four more wins, but our defense is trash.
Yeah.
So you know that's just the way the cookie crumbles with that. But
Y'all done lost all y'all star
um,
players, damn it. I mean,
yeah, it
everybody
was.
who was helping y'all finally get a groove, they got
And
injured.
it took a spectacular catch from Christian Watson for the Packers to take the lead last week. Like, and we almost won with Jameis Winston and somebody we just picked up off the street in Isaiah Hodgins. Like, we are still moving the ball. Like, our offense is good. I think our offense is good. Our offensive line has been good, like very good, actually. Um, but Brian Burns can't do it all by himself. So it's like, what are we supposed to do? But that's a topic for another day. I could go down the freaking rabbit hole about that team. So
Yeah, I'll go. I got three games for you guys. I'll go from the top to the well, I guess the top to the bottom. I got three games that stood out to me. All right, first game. I think this is the best game of Week 11 between the Bucks and the Bills. That was
oh
a
yeah.
good shootout. With the Bills winning that game 44-32. I
Yeah.
mean, that game had everything. You had some of the best quarterbacks in the league dueling against each other: Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield. You had offensive touchdowns, defensive turnovers. And at first, I thought Josh Allen was going to have a horrible game because he started out with two bad interceptions. The first interception I saw in like the first quarter, the man like threw like a chest pass. Like you would have thought he had a basketball throwing a chest pass type of pass, and it was intercepted. Then he threw another interception, but he got himself together, and he basically had an Allen six. Me and you, Rob, talked about that in our group chat. Three passing touchdowns, three rushing touchdowns. So he played really well against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Sean Tucker, running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, had a good game as well, effective on the ground, three total touchdowns. I thought that was actually the best game, and I'm surprised that wasn't put in a 4 o'clock window, even though it was stacked for the 4 o'clock slate. But I thought that game deserved a lot more attention during Week 11 last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Next game was between the Ravens and the Browns. Now, see, this was a game I wasn't even going to pay attention to, but of course, the Shador Sanders. So I tuned in for the second half. And you know what? The Ravens defense did shut down Shador Sanders. I mean, they held the Browns offense to 0 points, only allowed 44 total yards in the second half. Shador Sanders only passed it 4 for 16. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't think Shador's like this best guy. Like Rob, I like him. But how the hell can the Browns come out the mouth and say, yeah, Shador has not had any first team reps, but you drafted him for some type of reason? Flacco was traded weeks ago in Cincinnati. You're the two behind Dylan Gabriel. You mean to tell me in any situation where he could have been hurt before this game against the Ravens, you never give him reps with the number ones or anything like that? Felt like the offensive line did not block for him at all. Like he only had like a couple of seconds to drop back and throw the ball. But it seemed like to me that the Browns, I don't know. I want your guys' opinion on this. It feels like the Browns aren't putting him in position to succeed just yet.
Well, that's just the history of the Browns,
Yep.
right? I mean, they've always done this. This is the Browns that we know. This is the Browns that let Baker Mayfield walk out the door, and look at him now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where I feel like the Browns are just like I would say they're cursed, but I feel like they do it to themselves. I mean, like this is a situation that they easily could have avoided. Like you said, they could have gotten him first round pick or first round reps or first team reps. Their offensive line looks bad. Um, they have, the weapons. I would say they have pretty good weapons. I mean, they have,
Yeah.
two good tight ends. They have at least one to two good receivers. They have a really good running back. So they have weapons. They don't have offensive line. They have a good defense. So like, I don't understand. Like, what's the problem here? Like, why do you bring in five quarterbacks and you know, you can't land a single one that's any good? Like I don't understand. Like
Every year.
every year they do this,
Every
and
year
like
they
and
they pick
watch
a
and watch
different
that
quarterback.
Shador will go somewhere in 3 4 years, and then he'll be a pretty good starter somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say elite or anything, but I think Shador can be pretty good. I mean, I like him. I mean, I don't love him, but I like him.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, it's the Browns. It's what they do. Um, major changes need to happen there um, for them to be any good. That's just all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Browns are I mean it's the same thing every couple of years. They got a quarterback issue every couple of years. They've never hit it on the money. You just look
Never.
at the long history of Browns quarterbacks. None of them have really succeeded. And it's the same thing every year. So while Shador is out there, yeah, I'm glad he's finally getting some reps, but honestly, this is well overdue. You had nothing to lose. Dylan Gabriel wasn't really playing like spectacular or that good or anything, but you had nothing to lose. And I'm not the one that's going to sit here and argue that, oh, well, Shador should have been starting because he's so much better. But it's just the fact that we didn't see this team progress at all. Like at this point, they should have just kept Jameis Winston when he was there. Like he would have gave you a better shot at possibly winning some ball games than what we've seen from anybody. You should have kept Joe Flacco. You could have. They should have just kept. I mean, they keep making changes, but it's like they're not taking the full step to go all the way with the guy they're starting at quarterback. It's like they're putting him there, and then as soon as he makes a couple bad throws, it's like, all right, we don't know if he's that guy, or maybe we should move on, maybe we shouldn't, or just like it's just yeah, that offense is needs some serious reconstruction deep within that organization for it to be successful. But I don't see anything good happening with the Cleveland Browns. But the defense is out cold. Defense is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their problem because it's just like how many quarterbacks are you going to move on from? To be honest with you, I don't even know how Kevin Stefanski is still the head coach there, to be honest with you.
Man, what?
He's had a losing culture other than that year that they went to the playoffs with Baker and they did win that year in the wild card against the Steelers back in 2020. Like he hasn't really done anything meaningful. I mean, you gone from quarterback to quarterback. Every quarterback that's played in your offensive system other than Baker has not succeeded. Like I just don't see this team progressing in a way that you would have thought that they've been in rebuild mode for like most of the 21st century and they're still stuck in first gear. So it's like I don't know. I don't want to say it because Myles Garrett is one hell of a player. They might honestly have to trade him to get a whole boatload of picks to turn this around eventually.
Go
Man,
go
I
the
agree.
Jets route. Go
I,
the Jets route.
yep.
They might as
Do it.
well at this
Jets
point.
is
Blow it up.
Jets is set up. Jets is set up for the next few years. And
Hmm.
and I initially thought when Myles Garrett was talking about being traded and all of that for his contract, I thought they should have let him go because and I mean it's on him. It's on him really for taking the bag. So I don't even feel bad that they're losing like that. Because anytime I see videos of him being upset after a loss, it's like you literally chose this life. You literally chose to stay with the Cleveland Browns after you could have went to go play with any other team in the NFL in a different situation. But it's honestly ridiculous. I mean, they're giving him a lot of money, and he's just wasted goods over there. He's wasted goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's having the season of his life right now. He's
Yep.
Got like what? Doesn't he have like 16 sacks? Like he's going insane. He just had 4 sacks against
And
Lamar
still
Jackson.
lost. Still lost.
Still
Like
lost, and nobody even knows because
no,
every year it's the same stuff with the Browns. So nobody even cares. Nobody knows.
Yeah, let's see. You said 16 sacks, Rob?
pretty sure he has 16 sacks because I know Brian
Yeah,
Burns is at
15,
second,
16. Yeah.
13.
Yeah, there's I don't know. I think at this point, if they're gonna want to be good, they're just gonna have to give them up for like 2, 3 first-round picks.
It would help
Oh, the
them.
Jets,
I
bro.
mean, the thing is, though, you have to hit on those picks. And I don't know if I trust the
Yeah.
Browns to do that. So
That
maybe
part.
you get those picks and then you move those picks for a proven player. I don't know. That's just me.
The thing is, nobody wants to sign there, so you might as well use your best player as trade bait to get better eventually to bring in rookies.
Yeah, he ain't getting any younger, so he's like 35, I think, or something like
Yeah,
that.
they're in an awful situation, man. Awful situation, and they've been in that situation for a long time.
Yeah.
It might have to relocate. I would honestly consider relocating, to be honest. That might help them to change the scenery.
Yeah, get the curse away one way or another somehow.
I got one more game and then we'll move on. That Eagles Lions game, even though it wasn't like a high scoring game like a lot of people would have thought with the offensive talent that both teams have, I was kind of a fan of this game because it was a defensive battle. But the only complaint I have about the game is that bullshit ass call at the end of the game where under 2 minutes, the third down call where AJ Brown gets called for pass interference. With the Lions second or with the Lions cornerback getting called for that, there was no contact there, and the Lions had one timeout left, and they were down 16-9. They had a chance to do something, at least tie the ball game up, but that PI call basically messed up messed up the rest of the game. But in the game, even though it was 16-9, I thought the Eagles defense played well. I mean, Jalen Phillips was a difference maker. That I cannot believe they got him for a third rounder from the Miami Dolphins. I mean, in 2 games, he's already been a big difference maker.
Yeah,
Nakobe Dean is a huge difference maker, starting to play like he once was that linebacker at Georgia. Played well in coverage, and then had that one play where he basically ran over David Montgomery, knocked him over to Jared Goff to record a sack. But the Eagles defense, I mean, they held the Lions at 3 for 13 on third downs, and Jared Goff, I honestly want to say that was probably his worst game with the Detroit Lions, only had a 38% completion percentage, but I did like that game a lot for a defensive standpoint between the Eagles and the Lions.
yeah, that
I
was a
was,
chess match. That was a chess match.
yeah, I didn't get a chance to really catch much of that game, but that doesn't surprise me that they got a bullshit call their way because it's been happening all year. It's been happening all year for the Eagles, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And you
Oh
know
yeah, you
exactly
know,
what I'm
Rob, because
talking about. You know exactly what I'm
Yeah,
talking
y'all were the
about. Yeah, I'm not even going to go there.
Eagles.
That's
Yeah,
what
y'all got to
pissed
see the
me
Eagles a
off
lot
even more. That was,
the
mm.
false start tush pushes, nobody wants to call barely.
Every time, every
every
single
time.
time it's ran, it's a false start. And you want to know what? They don't do anything about it
They're
because
not
the
even lined up on
NFL loves
sides at
Howie
this point.
Roseman. They love the Eagles. Somehow just have unlimited cap space. They just trade for whoever they want.
They're
Yeah, that's
laundering
fake.
money.
They just push
Bro,
that
that's
shit down
fake.
the road.
They're laundering money. They went the Steve Ballmer route.
It doesn't even make
That's what's
sense.
going on, man. Because I don't know how they can afford everybody like this. They're going to Steve Ballmer route. Don't worry.
It doesn't
They'll
make
be
sense.
exposed maybe 5 years from now, 6 years. Who knows?
I just can't wait till they can't run the tush push anymore because they're just gonna have no idea what to do.
On third down. All third and one,
They
third and
literally
two, they're
ran
gonna go
the last
Bro, they
time we
done
played
ran
them,
it four
bro,
plays in a row before. I'm like, damn,
against
man.
us,
yeah, that was
like,
against the Giants.
like, come
against
on,
us,
bro.
bro.
You ain't got
I
nothing else
was,
in the bag.
bro. They were just rage baiting at that point. Like they were
Yeah,
at the 5 yard line and they ran 4 tush pushes in a row.
they did it against the Chiefs too.
Yeah, like
They played the
man.
Chiefs.
And we stopped them. We stopped him and made him fumble, and they still didn't give us a
Bro,
fumble. They said he
that was
was
a fake
down.
turnover.
Like, like
That was
that was
unreal that they
fake.
gave him the
Yeah.
ball back.
They said, "Oh, his forward progress was stopped." Yeah, bullshit.
The
Get
ball
out of
was
here,
clearly
dude.
stripped out of Jalen Hurts' hands. Yeah, bro.
Clear as
I hate
day.
the Eagles.
Yeah, they be
Clear
doing
as
it,
day,
man.
bro.
They
I
getting the
swear to
Chiefs
God,
treatment.
I
They
am
getting the
praying
Chiefs
on their
treatment.
downfall. I am praying on it so badly, so
Hey, you already
badly.
got one. Hey, AJ Brown definitely out of there this offseason. The way he been talking, there's no way that they're keeping him in Philly.
Yeah,
Man.
he gonna go somewhere. I don't want him, but he gonna go somewhere.
Somebody pick him up. Chiefs make a no, not the Chiefs. Probably the Bills or the Patriots probably should go after him.
Or the Chargers.
Oh yeah, them
Chargers
too.
desperately need him.
Chargers would be a good spot. Keenan Allen's looking in the little.
He's gonna end up going to the Broncos.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, that'd be a good one
He's
too.
gonna end up going to the Broncos, and they gonna win a Super Bowl.
that would be nasty as shit. I hope not though, because
Bo Nix is nice. I like Bo Nix, and that team is ran pretty well too. But that's a whole nother conversation.
We'll go ahead and move on to the next segment here. So we'll be sharing our favorite games so far from the NFL season. There's been a lot of good games, a lot of bad games, but what are your guys' favorite games so far from the NFL season?
All right, man. I hate to do this, Rob. I'm sorry, man. You're one of my favorite games involves your team. Um, and it was that Broncos game. Broncos, what week was this? Let me go back and find the exact week.
that
But
was painful, man. That was the most painful
I,
game ever.
I'm sorry, man. It was such a good game, though. It was a rough game for Giants fans. Let's see. Uh, It was week 7 in the NFL. Against the Giants, Broncos, Giants, man, it was just a crazy game. Giants literally had the game in the bag, as we all know. And then fourth quarter, they gave up 33 points and lost the game. But the end of the game was such a shootout. I loved it. And I just thought no way in hell the Giants are actually going to lose, especially toward the end. Like, we seen some clutch plays from Dart. And I'm like, nah, they definitely got it in the bag. And yeah, Broncos and Bo Nix stood tall and somehow pulled out that game. That was just that to me. That was by far like one of the best games of the season so far.
It's that bullshit drop eight, rush three fucking defense we ran. That's why they were able to get down the field in 3 plays and win the damn game with a field goal. It only happened about 6 other times this year. Like,
That was
like
insane.
I think we literally were like we're like 0-4 or something like that with a 10-point lead or more in the fourth
Yes.
quarter. Like that's
Yeah,
why is Shane Bowen still employed?
He should have been fired when Brian Dable got fired last season.
yeah, they should have got rid of both of them.
He should have been fired after the first blown lead. Like he been doing the same shit every single time. He don't learn his lesson. But whatever.
Yeah, that was.
Keep losing. Whatever. Get a better draft pick at this point. Shit.
I feel it.
Yeah,
I ain't
dude.
mad at it. But that was my personal favorite game for the year. That one was it was just a crazy, crazy game. If I had to choose another, I would probably choose early on. I believe it was week 3 between Rams and Eagles. I thought that game was very well. Eagles came back, ended up winning a clutch drive from Jalen Hurts, and I think it was capped off by a field goal. And that was also just a great game, but it came down to the wire. It was back and forth, and Eagles came back. They were down, I want to say 19 or something, heading into the second half or third quarter, and they ended up coming back and beating the Rams. So to me, that was also just another good win throughout the season, and that was one of them games where I definitely had my eye on, and I couldn't believe the outcome of that. I was shocked that the Eagles found a way to pull that off. They also had that blocked field goal at the end of the game too,
Oh
and they
yeah.
returned it for a touchdown because in reality we forget like the score, it was close. The Rams had that opportunity for a game-winning field goal. 26-27 was the last little final score so far, and then the blocked field goal that the Eagles returned for a touchdown made it 33-26. So I thought that was a crazy game too. Both sides played good. It was like you got a good amount of defense, a good amount of offense in there. So I was a fan of that game.
Yeah, that was definitely a good game for sure. Um, I mean, I'm biased, you know. I'd say my favorite game was when we beat the shit out of the Eagles on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah,
That was
that
that game was my one of my favorites because, especially the post game, just uh seeing Scattaboo and Dart with the whole
Bruh.
crew,
man, that was hurt.
making him and Ryan Fitzpatrick ripping their shirts off after the game, like that was just like, I just saw like, that's just that glimmer of hope that I'm holding on to, you know. That's
Yeah,
why it was one of my favorite games because that's who we can be, and that's who I think we'll be. I think we'll be good. I mean, the difference between this year and the past 5 years for the Giants for my team is I have hope now. I didn't have that before. Didn't have that with Daniel Jones. Props to him for doing what he's doing, by the way. But
yeah,
he's in a perfect situation with an easy schedule. Um, But yeah, no, we have hope. I mean, and we're gonna have another top pick to get one more impact player, and it's gonna be another receiver. I think either that or another corner. And I'm excited. The only thing I'm not excited for is Joe Shane picking the next head coach. But
Bring Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, but that's another topic in its own. But nah, that game was definitely one of my favorites. Just seeing us just completely own the Eagles. They've disrespected us for the last several years, and it was just an all around great effort. And seeing Scat run for 3 touchdowns, run
crazy.
right through an All Pro linebacker. Man, I miss seeing him play. But yeah, no, I'd say that's my favorite game so far, probably.
Yeah, I got two, and yeah, I'm gonna be biased because those two beginning games in the beginning of the season were off the charts. Rob, our game that we had week 2, man, that was absolute cinema. Like
Yeah, that was crazy
That's
as
that
tough.
shit.
was good NFC East football. Like we both scored a combined 41 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, there was a total of
Yeah,
50, there was a total of 17 points in the final 52 seconds. A lot of people believe that Dak Prescott had that go-ahead game-winning drive to George Pickens in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Then you guys got the ball right back, and Russell Wilson threw that deep ball in double coverage to Malik Neighbors, scored that touchdown, and there was only like 20, I want to say like 30 to 25 seconds left. I honestly thought that was the L at that point. But then Brandon Aubrey just nailed a 64-yard field goal to kick the game into
crazy.
overtime. Like it took that game honestly went all the way down to the final seconds of overtime. Like that was good 5 quarters of football. I mean, you saw Russell Wilson turn back the clock one more time. Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson were going back and forth, dueling against each other. That was a really good game between us and the Giants earlier this year.
Yeah, that was a game for me watching that. That was one where I'm like, okay, we might have Russ back. Like we might have dangerous Russell Wilson. He might be back in the NFL. And yeah, that ended very, very quickly. But this game was one of those that had me forward a little bit where I'm like raising the eyebrow, like, all right, is he coming back or what? And yeah, clearly he was just playing around.
Yeah,
Honestly, it looked like he was going to be back, but then that's how our defense was exposed right then and there. The
y'all
band
Yep.
just
they
had a high
ripped
school
off.
Yep.
defense, bro.
Yeah, Russ
That's
threw for 450 yards that game.
Yeah,
Like
he was tortured. Yo,
he was
Trayvon Diggs
cooking
could not
though.
keep up with Malik Neighbors that day, bro. He could not keep up with him.
Oh,
He
man.
was burnt.
Miss
He
watching
was
him
burnt
play
chicken.
too. Miss watching him play.
the whole team over there
Everybody,
hurt.
man. Our whole
Your
half of
whole
our
team
team.
hurt. That's
Damn.
rough, man. It's rough.
Yeah, and then actually for Russell Wilson, I think about it. He played that Sunday night game against the Chiefs, and that was it. Right after that, he
Yeah,
said, "I'm back,"
his
and then got
last
cooked.
his last play as a starter was when he threw it out of bounds on 4th and goal. He
Bro,
threw it
there
like
was
10 yards
nobody in
out of
sight.
bounds.
I
After
just
I
gave up
seen
at that
that,
point.
I seen
Man.
that, then I seen the faces of the fans at the game, and like I knew it was over for him after that. I knew it was a wrap.
Did they call that intentional ground? I can't remember. Did they call that intentional grounding or
No,
not?
I don't think so. They might have. I don't fucking know,
They were
but
just he gave up. That throw was just I give up. He just threw it to nobody.
yeah, he waved the white flag on that.
Said, all right, I'm done. I'm done playing.
Yeah, and then the next game, for the Cowboys, that Sunday night game against the Packers, man, that was insane environment being there for that game, and then like
Yeah.
all the drama for Micah Parsons was hovering over the game, and there was a total of 80 points scored that night. Like the Cowboys, they were down 13-0. You could hear a pin drop in that stadium, and then all of a sudden we had the blocked extra point kick. They ran back for 2 points, and then the ball game was on. Like it was back and forth after that. But Dak Prescott and Jordan Love both had one hell of a game that night. I mean, both threw for over 300 passing yards. I think both had three passing touchdowns. I think Dak had three passing touchdowns, one rushing touchdown. George Pickens stepped up big for CeeDee Lamb that night. The only problem was the damn game ended in a tie. Like, man, we talked. I came on your podcast the next day. It was like a funeral when that game the final score was 40-40. Nobody was talking to each other. Everybody just wanted to leave that stadium so damn fast. Like it was like silent as a library. Like that game was just so good, but just had a bad taste in Cowboys and Packers fans' mouths as the game was over because nobody knew what to do, celebrate or anything afterwards.
Yeah, that tie is rough, man. I really wish they would change them rules. Like I get it. I know they've changed it multiple times, but I really wish they would change the rules. Just genuinely feel like professional sports shouldn't have ties. It shouldn't finish in a tie.
Most of them don't. It's just that baseball don't, MLB doesn't, NBA
Yeah.
doesn't,
NBA
college like
don't. Yeah.
the NFL is like the only one like that stands out as a professional league that ends in a tie.
We're gonna have a tie. Like, bro, no. Like,
Nah,
you can't
they
do that.
need to do what college does and just have it start from like the 20-yard line,
Yeah.
and whoever comes out and scores and whoever doesn't wins. It's and then it keeps going. Like it should not stop.
Yeah, I agree.
Baseball will play for fucking 20 innings before they
Man,
stop.
they'll
They'll,
go on forever.
they'll play
Like we
till
just saw in the
4
World
a.m.
Series.
Yeah.
Yep.
18 innings. Like, man, yeah, you just gotta wake up and catch the rest of the highlights. I'm sorry. Like, if you're there, you gotta witness greatness, and so be it. But I feel
Mhm.
like, yeah, like it's cool to have the 10-minute quarter thing. That's fine. But if it's still a tie after that 10-minute quarter, I agree with you, Rob. I feel like they got to do what college football does. All right, everybody,
Yeah,
the offense gonna go out here on the 20. You're gonna get 4 downs. That's it. If you score, cool. If you don't, cool. And that's it. Like the other team get a chance to do the same thing.
yeah, because I mean the Cowboys. We'll see what happens. They ain't looking good to make the playoffs this year at 4-5-1. But for the Packers team that's staying afloat, they aren't like the best team either right now. That
Facts.
tie could really screw them over. Like as the standings go, and we get to Week 18, like it could be like it. They could if they don't win the NFC North, that tie could really hurt them, like in the win loss column, and then another team might bump them out for one of the final wild card spots in the NFC. So like even though it might look cool for like older NFL fans, like there's no way there should be ties at this point. Y'all changed around all the other rules for overtime because
Facts.
Josh Allen didn't get his way or certain
Yep.
things have happened. Like change the whole thing up at this point.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of good football, but that's on my bucket list for things to be changed next year for sure.
Hopefully they do.
So we'll go ahead and move on to the next segment. We're gonna be sharing our sports dynasties Mount Rushmore list. So they're all sports are on the table here, from football, basketball, college basketball, any sport that has had championship caliber teams are eligible to be discussed here. So who's your guys' sports dynasties Mount Rushmore? Who's on that list for the Mount Rushmore list?
Man,
All right. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna just so some of these are debatable, but I'm gonna go just with the obvious for me. I hate to say it because I'll never forgive this organization ever in my life, but I mean, I don't know where we're putting them, center, wide right, wide left, but the Patriots is on there for sure without a single doubt, man. And it pains me to say this, but I would just be truly dishonest if I didn't put the Patriots up there. And I think it's safe to say the Patriots are probably the greatest dynasty in sports that we've seen. Obviously, they're one of them, but I think it's even fair to say they are the greatest because NFL is just very difficult to win in. And I mean, for them to have won as much as they did, it's ridiculous. And again, it pains me to say this, but I would be foolish not to give them their credit.
Mm.
Yeah, I got them. Another team. What is it? Five? Five,
Four.
four?
Yeah, you got three more.
I got them on there. I have the San Antonio Spurs on there because Spurs, I mean, they've always been a factor in the NBA. Not as of recently, but when they were winning, I mean, they definitely were elite. We seen them kind of win in at a large time span. It was they have what, five championships total and under their belt in the organization, and it's not one of them teams where it's like, oh, they have the money and they've been winning forever, like since the NBA started. Some people you can that's really why I have them over Boston and Lakers because those teams been around for so long. Like it was only 10 teams in the NBA, so it wasn't even called the NBA when they were winning championships and stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's not even fair for me to say, oh, they're the greatest dynasty. It's just they were playing before everybody else got involved in basketball. So of course they're gonna have more wins. Whereas the Spurs played in, I mean, very competitive eras, and they won in just about every competitive era. Look at the '99 championship, then you go back to the 2003, 2005, 2007, and then 2014 as well. So, like, they got some serious championships under their belt and some elite eras of basketball. So, Spurs is up there for sure. And then it also pains me to say this too, but I think it's only right that we include the Dodgers in there. Dodgers have, man, I know they got some history, but they become one of the elite dynasties in the MLB. Man, whether people like it or not, they just go along to show that spending money helps. Spending money works in the MLB where there's no salary cap, and regardless of how they make it happen, they always find a way to pay guys. And some people may call it cheating. Some people may say it's ruining baseball, which I think it kind of is in a way. But ultimately, they figured out what they got to do to win, which is pay their guys. And that's the same advantage that everybody else has too, is you can pay your guys, but they just actually spend the money with the
Yeah.
Dodgers. And I think that fourth slot is it can be up for grabs. I want to go Yankees, but also I don't think I like the Yankees enough to go Yankees. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I gotta disrespect them. Uh, so with that, I'm gonna play it safe and I'm gonna go Lakers, even though I kind of discredited them on that. But they have won in every era of basketball that's been there. So I go Lakers, Dodgers. I got so much LA in here and I hate it, actually. This is ridiculous. Lakers, Dodgers, Patriots, Spurs.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Lakers, Dodgers, Patriots. Okay.
pretty good list. Pretty good list. Definitely valid answers for that. And I for me, like for my list, like you said, Manny, I'm not going to include anyone from like the 1950s or anything like that.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and include like the 1940s Yankees because they won 9 World Series in a row. You can include the
Yeah.
1950s Celtics because they won 11 rings or whatever it was. But at the end of the day, you know, and basketball was so much different. And like, there was just a bunch of like people that worked 9 to 5s on the other
Just
teams. Like
going to play
it
basketball
wasn't
on
even it wasn't
Saturdays.
even like, it wasn't the same. So like
Yeah.
for me, I'm gonna put obviously the Patriots have to be there. Tom Brady is just undisputed. He is the GOAT right now. When it's all said and done with Pat Mahomes, he could have a legitimate, argument to be there as well. But for now, I'm gonna put the Patriots, just because they were super successful for, 18 years or however long it was. And
Mhm.
you don't see that in the NFL otherwise. Like you said, it's the hardest sport to win in. You really don't have back to backs. champions, really ever. I mean, we've seen it
Yeah.
with the Chiefs a little bit, but other than that, and the Patriots, you really just don't see it. So I'll have them up there. For basketball, I definitely want to include the Warriors. That's a team I'll have to include, just because they changed the nature of the game. It's, spearheaded by Steph Curry, of course. That team changed the league. Um, you have big men, like a whole bunch of big men shooting threes now. Like everybody's wanting to shoot the three ball, and it's such a big part of the game now. Whereas before them, it was frowned upon for anyone over 6'6" to shoot a three. I mean, it just didn't
Yeah.
happen. You were yelled at for it. And, they found a way to, turn it into an absolute weapon. And there was a point in time for, I don't know, 5, 6 years when we were going through high school, Tom, and that it was just every year. Who's going to the finals? Oh, we already know it's the
We already
Warriors,
know.
Yep.
Warriors, and the Cavs. It
Yep.
was the same shit. And it
4 years in a
honestly,
row.
yeah, we honestly got tired of it, right? So, but
Yep.
nah, I have to put them in there. Definitely Curry. Honestly, Curry has a legitimate GOAT argument. If you look deep down, through everything, he has an argument for it. I mean, I wouldn't say he is, but you can argue that he's up there. But so I would say the Warriors, Patriots. I'm going to say the Yankees. Obviously, I'm a little biased there, but just that team with Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Jorge Posada, Bernie Williams, Andy Pettit, uh, all just so many good players that we had. That entire group: Mark Teixeira, Nick Swisher, A-Rod, even though he was
Man.
juicing. Um,
Yeah.
Man, that team was loaded, and that was a whole lot of fun to watch. And there was other great teams that they've had, with, between Don Mattingly and the team that won it all with Aaron Boone. I mean, Aaron Boone wasn't like a highlight player or anything, but that moment always sticks out, even though I wasn't alive really to see that. Um, it it just really sticks out to me, and they dominated with that team with Jeter heading the charge for a good bit of years, and I think they deserve to be there. Um, Man, I mean, it's unfortunate I don't know a whole lot about hockey because I can't put anything hockey related or,
I feel that.
college basketball relate. Like, I know that like UCLA basketball would be up there if I watched more of that. But,
So true.
hmm. So I got three teams up there. Damn, man. This is tough. This one's tough. I mean, I can't say the Dodgers because like before like the last couple of years, like they like got so close every year and then just
Yeah.
didn't make it. Um, Man,
That's true too with the Dodgers. Yeah.
it's the fourth one's tough. The fourth one's tough for me. Um, we're just gonna go ahead and say the Miami Heat. Fuck it. We're gonna say the Miami Heat.
I just
Whatever.
throwing one out there.
That's a wild card one. There you go, Tom. That's I really don't know who the fourth one would be. I mean, you could have an argument for a bunch of different teams. So we'll go ahead and give you the benefit of the doubt. Uh, they had a nice little run there with that little big three they had.
Hey man,
Yeah.
those are some good years of basketball, man.
Yeah.
Should have just won more than 2 rings though.
I mean, he
Um,
did say four, now five. I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
he the LeBron, the one who broke it up. All he had to do was renew. You could have ran it back and got 2 more at least.
bro, like to be on the go. You don't
What
like
could
to
have
stay. You
been?
don't like to stay in the same place too long.
He the one broke it up. Then Chris Bosh went down with the blood clot, and then Pat Riley. I remember Pat Riley and Dwayne Wade. They had a confrontation with each other, and then out of nowhere, D Wade went to the Bulls, then the Cavs, then back to the Heat
Man,
in like a year, 2 year span.
yeah, that was nasty. I remember he went to the Bulls. That was disgusting. He went to the Bulls, then it was like the Cavs, and it was just a nasty
He
ending.
went back to play with his best friend, and his best friend basically was behind the reason of him going back to the Miami Heat. That's nasty work.
Yeah, that was rough.
Crazy. So this one is hard. All right, I got four teams. I'll go. I agree with you guys for the NFL. The New England Patriots got to be here. I mean, that 18-year run probably won't be duplicated again for a very long time in the NFL. It's going to take a special organization. They won six titles together, nine AFC titles. So you appeared in nine Super Bowls in 18 years. The best head coach and quarterback duo in NFL history with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. They're really special together. They didn't even really get along personally, but they still made it work to win six Super Bowls. I'll go basketball. I will put the Chicago Bulls here because they did dominate the 90s. They went on two separate three-peats. Even when Michael Jordan wanted to go play baseball, that career really didn't play out the way it did. He still came back to Chicago. They went on another three-peat after that. I'll go back to football. Pains me to say it. I'll put the 49ers here. I mean, you go back to the 80s, not from 1981 and 1994. For 13 years, they were on top of the world in the NFL. I know the Cowboys came in the 90s, but I mean, the 49ers were the first team to win five Super Bowls, and they did it with two different coaches. They did it with two different quarterbacks, and Joe Montana and Steve Young. So that's pretty special. I mean, I know you have the greatest wide receiver of all time, in Jerry Rice, but I think they deserve their credit, so I'll put them on there. Last one, Rob. I'll put the Yankees on there. I agree with you with that. They are the villains of baseball. You can't beat 27 World Series titles. I mean, even though we were discriminating from like the 40s, 50s, 60s, like you win five straight World Series titles. That's insane, no matter the era. And then when the Yankees won multiple ones in the 90s, we're still trying to get another one after 2009. But yeah, it's tough, but I would put those four teams. I got Patriots, Bulls, 49ers, and Yankees.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
good. I like that.
I got switched. I don't know why. I knew I was missing somebody when I said the Heat. There's no way that the Heat
Yeah.
belong there over the Bulls. Let me switch
Yeah.
that up
Hey
right
man, I'll
now.
take it,
I
man. No, I'll take
Nah,
it. I'll
nah,
take
nah.
He
I don't
said
know
it's
why.
already locked in.
It literally was in my head. It was literally in my head before I started talking, and then I forgot. Like I don't know why. I was just like, you know what, the Heat. Fuck it. No,
Yeah.
The Bulls belong there over them for sure. That's a gimme right there.
Yeah, I agree. I like that one. I don't know how I slipped up on the Bulls either. I should have definitely threw him in there because I think it's criminally underrated, like that this man Mike did a three-peat twice. Like I don't think people realize like this man literally won three times, said, fuck it, I want to go play baseball, and then came back and won three more times again. Like that's just it's insane, man. I don't think we'll see anything like that. I just don't think we'll see anything like that again because that was nuts. It's on a I know it's not 11 championships like Bill Russell, but it's on that type of level of insanity to three-peat, retire, go away from basketball, then come back and win another three championships in a row. That's just insane.
Yeah, I remember watching the Last Dance. After that, why'd they break up the team? Like, what was the story around why they broke up the team?
It was Jerry Krause. Jerry
Mhm.
Krause was he was talking about trading Scotty and just he was trying to just do a lot and none of them guys really was rocking with Jerry Krause and what he was planning on doing with the team. So yeah, it ended up. I don't remember exactly what the first step of it was that caused for it, but yeah. Oh, I think Mike left again. I think that was it. I could be wrong.
He did. I think he did retire a couple times. Well, I know the reason for wanting to play baseball, and then oh yeah, I think you're all right because he retired and then out of nowhere said I'm coming back again, and then started playing for the
While he
Wizards.
with the Wizards, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
what was
just
he doing
crazy.
there?
Bro
Why
was
he
just
play
hooping.
for them?
He was just hooping.
He just
bro.
wanted to play basketball. That was it. He didn't really care at
Yeah,
that
because he
point.
was like owner too. He was a player owner of
Yeah,
the
his
Wizards.
his legacy was already established. It didn't even matter.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. When you think about how like these dynasties eventually like ended, like some of them, yeah, it's time to move on and see what you can do, try to build for the future, and then some of them are just like egos messed them up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because if Tom, I mean, yeah, that Patriots, I just, oh
That was
man,
that was
still
kind of
start.
foolish though for the Patriots. They thought Tom didn't have nothing left, and then following year won a Super Bowl without him.
Yeah, he won it
Yeah.
on the Bucks.
Like literally the
Brought it
fathers.
home
I'll
for the Bucks.
I'll say this to another sleeper team or another sleeper dynasty that we could have possibly threw in there. We could have threw in Alabama for college
Oh
football.
yeah,
I would, yeah, I
Alabama
was
for
100%.
gonna give them. I
we
was
could
gonna
have
give
threw
them a spot.
Alabama up in there. I don't know how I didn't think of that being a fan, but I we could have threw them in there for sure.
Alabama,
Ohio,
Clemson,
yeah,
Ohio
I mean,
State.
yeah, oh, we could have threw a couple of them in there. Even,
Yeah.
yeah, man, because it was some, but it's also so tough because with college football, like a lot of it is so dependent on coaches like Urban Meyer. You look at what he did in Florida, you look at what he did at Ohio State. As soon as he was gone, like it was a big shift for both of them. And I mean, Florida still haven't recovered.
Yeah, this is true.
Yep, Tom knows.
Yes, bruh. No hope. I mean, basketball, yeah. Football, no. Like none.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough over there. I don't know. I thought y'all
That,
was going. Yeah, I don't know, it's
that
rough.
QB's a little suspect, man.
DJ Lagway.
Yeah, he got potential, but he a little sus, man.
I know who could fix him up next fall.
Who?
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, he could. He very well could.
Probably
That'd be
gonna
a
pick
good pickup.
LSU now.
Nah, Lane Kiffin. Did you see the meme where Lane Kiffin was like Stephon Diggs on the boat with all the girls?
Yeah, I sent y'all that, man. Yo had Penn State in his face, Florida, LSU. Yo, just listening to all offers. There's no way he's staying at LSU though. I mean, Ole
Nah.
Miss. There's no way he's
No,
staying
he's
at Ole
gone.
Miss.
He's gone. There was
Ain't
literally a
landing
picture of
spots.
him. I forget. I think it was on Twitter of just Lane Kiffin just on the phone, just a
Yeah,
picture.
bro. Too many spots. He might be. He could be in potential to be your next head coach, Rob.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I've heard that didn't he coach the NFL before and like have no success?
Oh, I didn't know he was in the NFL. I didn't know that.
I think he was.
I thought
But
James Franklin was gonna go to Florida. I
Fuck
thought,
no. I would kill him. Let me stop. Let me stop.
you're
I
like
would jump
hell
off
no.
a cliff.
I mean, hey, I mean he ain't going there now. He locked up with
Yeah.
Virginia Tech, but
Yeah, stay over there. No Florida, no swamp for him. No, that'd be.
to
Oh
keep
my
him the hell
gosh.
out of there.
Yeah, no way, no way.
Hey, he'll get you to the playoffs. He ain't gonna win it, but he'll get you there
They're gonna pull a Reggie Miller right in the.
every season. Every season.
Yeah, that'd be bad for the Florida Gators. Um, then we'll go ahead and move on to the final segment. We'll fully pivot over to basketball inside the NBA world. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on the first 3 to 4 weeks of the NBA season. Is there anything standing out to you guys? Any early moments or a player or a team that has caught your guys' eye early on in the NBA season?
Man, you know what team caught my eye. You know what team caught
Why
my
I'm
eye.
pointing. That's why I'm pointing.
You know
His
exactly
team.
what team caught my eye. Them Pistons, man. Them Pistons been balling. 10
Yeah, they're
game win streak right now. And the craziest part about this win streak is they don't have Cade or Ivy playing right now. And Asar Thompson has been up and down. I think he's played maybe 4 of the last 10 games that they've won. So, like, they've really been doing this with some role guys. I mean, Duran has been on another level. Duran has been hooping, like, and I'm just proud of this team, man. I'm proud of this team the way they've been kicking it into gear. However, I will say I'm still trying to stay level-headed about it. They are winning a lot of games right now. They look really good, but it's still early on in the season. We ain't even got to the 25 game mark yet, so just still trying to stay level-headed about it. But I'm very impressed with what the Pistons is doing, and I'm very happy that my team has finally turned it around. And they look like, I mean, they look good, but they look good.
Mm.
Yeah, no, they do. That was going to be one of the things I mentioned too, but I know he just got hurt, but I mean, Victor Wembanyama is literally the he is he might be like the GOAT of the league when he's done, when it's all said and done. You know, I know he just got hurt and I know he's still young, but like he cannot be stopped. I mean, like he's
Yeah,
literally KD if he was 5 inches taller. Like it doesn't even make any sense. Like he can dribble, he can slash, he can play defense, he can do everything, and it doesn't even make any sense. And it's not fair. And now they have De'Aaron Fox. The Spurs have a legitimate shot in the playoffs if they make it. They're Vic. He's a unicorn. He is the definition of a unicorn. I think he is when he we might not see anyone like him ever again. Like it's facts. We might not. Like
I agree.
I don't know. Like the
With
KD is the closest person to Wembanyama, and he's only quote unquote 7 feet tall, 6'11". Like
Yeah.
it's just like I like, and it sucks that Wemby is hurt again, and he won't be playing for like about I don't know 2 weeks. But um, you know, I think they can get. I still think the Spurs have a really good team even without him too.
Yeah,
They've been hooping. And another thing that it's honestly not surprising to me is how good the Rockets are on offense.
Yeah.
Um, Number one offense in the league. Efficiency, all that. I mean, that's what I thought they would turn into with the team they had and with who they got, Kevin Durant. He's still doing this shit at 37. He hasn't missed a beat. He's still looking like easy money sniper out there. They're a fun team to watch. Amen Thompson is electric. Sangoon is just like masterful. They just have a really good team, man. That's a team out there in the West that can really be a threat, but they ain't going nowhere with the Thunder in the way because they might break that regular season record with the way they look. They really could. They really could.
yeah, that's gonna be tough. Thunder is a real good team, man. They're a really good team, and I think they got the West on lock right now.
Yeah,
They're definitely that
no
team to
doubt.
beat. They're for sure that team to beat. And going back to what you were saying about Wemby, that dude he's a true alien. I've said it before and I said it again. I really feel like when us watching Wemby and being able to watch Wemby play is probably how people felt watching Wilt Chamberlain for the first time back in the 60s and 50s. Like I
Yeah.
truly feel like it's that same sort of surprise element. Like we've never seen anyone do these sort of things. Why is this guy this big? Why is he that fast? Why is he that athletic? Why can he do this? Why can he do that? I feel like it's so similar to how people must have felt back in the 50s and 60s watching Will.
Yeah, because that man, I mean, they called him, a lot of people were saying that was the best prospect they've seen since LeBron, or might have been a better prospect than LeBron. I don't think that's the case. I think he's definitely one of the best prospects we've seen in the
I
last
don't know.
10, 15 years.
I
But
don't know. He
that
might
man,
be.
like, he could do it all, though, as a stretch
Man,
big and
He
a
can
good defender.
he can shoot from the logo. He can block. He can block the shot 4 times a game. He can dribble. He can cross you at 7'5". He can dunk on you, obviously, because he's 7'5".
man,
What are you supposed to do against that? Like
Nothing.
pray.
Draymond looked helpless against him the other night. Did you guys see that highlight of
Yeah,
Draymond getting absolutely stuffed on by Wemby? Like, what was he supposed to do in
man,
that situation? And he's
it's
one of the
hoping.
best defenders in the league and has been for a long time. So I don't know. That shit's fucking crazy.
No hope when
Yeah.
it comes to defending that man.
No.
Yeah, you guys had a good point so far. And we were just talking about dynasties. We might be on the way to seeing another one right now in the NBA with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like you guys said, like it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like anybody's topping them off right now in the West. Halls. They 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 are
A little crazy.
they are
Look,
14-1. They are
it
14
just
and
kept
1.
going.
SGA is he's averaging 31 points per game and shooting for 53% from the field. And he's been benched several times in the fourth quarter for blowout scenarios too. Like, and they don't even have Jalen Williams right now. He has not played one game for the Thunder so far. So like they're just rolling through teams. And it seems like that could be another team again, just like last year, that plays hide and go seek with the number one seed in the Western Conference and then just is ready for the playoffs. So I'm really impressed from what I saw from the Oklahoma City Thunder. But yeah, right now it's looking scary right now in the Western Conference for anybody that's gonna have to match up against them like 2 to 4 times this season.
I agree. I'm just glad my team is in the East, boy, because I would be pissed. I just would know all championship aspirations would be significantly decreased if my team was in the Western Conference.
And then
It's
something else
wide
that
open. Wide open.
Exactly. Exactly. It could be like three different teams that go to the finals from the East.
other than the West, like the West look good, but the Thunder, man, that's a big problem. And then for the Eastern Conference right now, like you guys have heard me say, like I thought this conference was going to be the JV of the NBA this season because of how things were playing out with the Jason Tatum injury, the Tyrese Halliburton injury for the Pacers, Damian Lillard no longer being with the Bucks. Like I didn't know what to expect. So I only thought there was going to be 2 to 3 true contenders right now in the Eastern Conference, but this has been an entertaining conference to follow this NBA season. I mean, right now you got the Pistons playing well, like we just touched up on. They're on a 10-game winning streak. The Cavs still look really good. Saw them destroy the Wizards a few weeks ago in DC. The Knicks are playing well. The Raptors are a sleeper team right now in the Eastern Conference. Like, there's a lot of good play right now in the Eastern Conference. And then, Rob, for me and you being Knicks and Heat fans, like, there's been some good matchups between us so far early on this season. I've been
Yeah.
some back and forth games, entertaining games. So I like what I've seen from the Eastern Conference so far. I thought this conference not going to be non-existing, but I didn't think it was going to be like something to really tune into the way that I am early on the season with how things were looking heading into the season.
Let me just say one thing about the Pacers, man, because I feel so bad for them, their fans. Imagine, you're
Mm.
Man,
this close, and then your star player blows his Achilles out. Now you lose Miles Turner, and now you're 1-11. You're down there with the Wizards now.
man,
What
this team.
a downturn. And I feel terrible for them. I mean, I hate them. I hate them because they have our number. I mean, I'm supposed to hate them. But, it just sucks for them, because I know if I was in their shoes, I'd be so sick right
Bro,
now.
I would have crashed
'Cause,
out. I would have
you know,
crashed out.
they
Did
went
you add
from
in the fact?
game seven, almost, you know, ending a magical fairy tale postseason with a trophy to having two of your star players not there this year. Well, one not there just for this year, and the other just gone because he's on the Bucks now.
Man,
Yes.
Like, oh man. Then
that's what's
Pascal Siakam, I feel for him too, because
man.
oh man,
That's what's so weird about the Pacers too, is because I'm shocked because they don't have a bad team. Like
no, they
they
don't.
still have somewhat of a decent team. And initially coming into this season, I thought they would still be a playoff team because they have Siakam, Mathurin, Nimbar. Like they still got a lot of good guys over there. Obi Toppin is still there. Like I
Neesmith,
imagine they would still be like somewhat competitive. But I mean, this is a horrendous start for them. One and they only won one game so far this season is just I would have never seen it coming. And you know you ain't getting Halliburton back. Yeah, that's the type of stuff that make you crash out, man. You're so close to the finals, and then all of a sudden, that's it.
Yeah, like literally game seven. Like they were competing when he was in the game, and then they just couldn't keep up after he got hurt. But
Yes.
just sucks, man. That shit sucks.
Yeah, that was a big damper. And then for Miles Turner, for whatever reason, probably financially, turned around and went to a rival and the Bucks, a rivalry that you created in the playoffs, getting them out of there for the last 2 years in the first round. That hurts for the Pacers. And then being at the bottom of the conference, like you were just like literally one game away, and now you're like back at the bottom. That does suck.
Hmm.
I guess that's how the cookie crumbles in the NBA, especially with injuries that can happen at any time. But that does suck for them. But we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode tonight. This is actually a really fun one. So I thank you, Rob. Thank you, Manny, coming on for the podcast tonight. We're gonna go ahead and sign off. That's all the time we have for you guys today. This is your host Thomas Tyree, Rob Sarasulo, and the host of the Run podcast, Manny Wilson, signing off. I'll see you guys on next week's episode.
Peace.
So I appreciate you.